What's the funniest way you've ever failed a class? Jake wasn't the best student. Sometimes, it felt like he wasn't a student at all. He never studied, never did homework. And somehow, he still thought he could wing the final exam. I told him, dude, at least look at the textbook once. But he just sat there and laughed. Nah, I'll figure it out. Spoiler alert, he did not figure it out. The day of the test, we sat down, and the second the teacher handed out the papers, Jake leaned over and whispered, bro, I need your help. Just let me peek. I sighed. Of course, but whatever. He was my best friend. So I shifted my paper just enough for him to see. At first, it seemed fine. Jake was scribbling answers like a man possessed. I figured we'd both get through this without any problems. I was so wrong. Because the next day, our teacher called both of us up after class. He was holding 2 test papers, and they were identical. Like, word for word, letter for letter identical. He squinted at us. So, which one of you wrote the essay about photosynthesis on a math test? I turned to Jake. He looked completely frozen. That's when I saw his face turn pale. This absolute genius had copied the wrong test. Instead of copying my math test, he copied my science final from last week. But the teacher was waiting for an explanation. Well, photosynthesis is kind of like addition, silence. I wanted to vanish from existence. The teacher just sighed, clearly trying not to laugh. You do know that I can fail you for this? And that's when Jake's face changed. Because he was then begging for a decent grade, 55% only. For both of you. That failed Jake for the class. I barely scraped by thanks to my earlier grades. To this day, I still never let him forget it.